Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think here, like, there's going to be games where your outside shot is going to feel really good, and there's going to be times where the outside shot is not there. And I personally think the outside shot wasn't there, and I'm not going to worry about it because I know I'm a shooter. But going inside was a good game plan because we had the height advantage, and I feel like with me and Coop, trying to work it inside, I think that was the best way to attack them and, try to, get them, to D up against us and see what they would do. If they would double, kick it back out, and if they wouldn't double, just let us go one-on-one.
With the 19-0 run, you only scoreless from 7 minutes in the second half. What was the key to that?
Man, just defense and energy and running the ball. I mean, the staples of our program is playing defense, rebound, and run. And, obviously defense plays a huge part in that, but it was the way that we really locked into the small details, making sure that nobody slipped on us, making sure, where their scores are, and make sure that they're covered and make sure they can't get a look off. Because sometimes they'll have to force a tough shot, and we just have to contest the best we can do, and we stuck to our coverages in that span, and the moment we got the ball, we pushed, and that led to, Fears, starting the break and Cohen getting that dunk and having our guys shoot the three and getting it inside, and that's when we're the most dangerous.
That defense is a big part of that run in the second half. I think Cam hit 2 and 1s. Jordan hit 3 threes in the game too. I think in that stretch. So to see a couple young guys contributing like that, it's 53 all. I think.
Yeah, no, it's a huge shout out to those two, man. I mean, with Cam being that strong inside presence, that dog in the paint. We need that. We need him to get boards, and we need him to be that, that tough guy. The gritty guy that goes up and hits M1s, and just really gets it. And then Jordan making those threes. I mean, it's not easy to do that when we're this far into the season and going up against Big Ten teams who have scouted, all of our plays, and all of that stuff. But the way that they stepped up, we couldn't have done without them.
The defense that those two had in particular, too, because they were in on that stretch where you guys held them without a field goal. What have they shown defensively?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
Cam and Jordan defensively, what have they shown that allows them to be in for that long stretch like that?
You know what? I think they're really growing to understanding the pressure and, kind of the what to focus on when it's a stretch like that, an important stretch, when, it's, whether it's a close game or if it's 5, 7, 9 points or whatever, they need to understand, the defensive principles and like who's hot, who's cold, who am I guarding, who do I need to look out for, who to box out. And I feel like they've done a lot better job at being smart and reliable in those tough times.
And the other thing, you've seen Jeremy back when he was a freshman. Is he right now playing at that level where he was in terms of verticality, jumping, and some of the things that he's able to do that maybe he wasn't able to do last year?
In terms of verticality, I think, but I'll say that he's playing the best basketball he's ever played. I mean, it's without a doubt. I mean, I said it once and I'll say it again. It's Jeremy Fears' world, and we're just living in it, man. I mean, he was just.
Did you think they were trying to, like, their plan coming in was maybe challenge him to score a little more? I mean, it was hard to gauge whether or not it was organic or if that was they wanted to do.
See, that's the thing, is like, that's what makes our team so dangerous, is because when it starts with him. And when we get our fast break going, he's dangerous when he pushes because, as you saw tonight, he was just scoring. And he knows when teams are thinking, okay, we either, he's going to be a pass first guy or he's going to be a score guy. And he adjusts to whatever they do. And then you have guys like Cooper, the alley-oop threat or first post, and then you have shooters on the wing. You have Cohen ready for the dunks. You have me at the trail. And when we have that groove, that just makes our team so exciting and hard to beat. And it starts with him. And he does an amazing job in making sure that we do our stuff. He gets the ball to the right guy. And, it all starts with him, and we can't do it without him. So, like that, if their game plan was to, have him score a little more, I don't think it worked.
Can you reflect on the defense that Cohen Carr played, not just on Wilkerson, but also on Degrees? I mean, just being that versatile guy.
Man, that was huge for us because as you know, like those are really good scores on our team, like, you know, top of the league. But you know, the fact that Cohen was able to lock them down, you know, and, you know, make sure that like every shot was hard, you know, because we had a certain defensive way to guard them, and I feel like Cohen did a really good job at making sure that, you know, every shot that he took, it was a hard one. It wasn't just a wide open one. It wasn't a, you know, catch, wait, take your time, shoot. You know, everything was hard and everything, you know, was difficult to take. And I saw a couple times where he just had to toss it up because he knew he wasn't going to get a better shot. And with Cohen being the athlete that he is, you know, that's what we want to see more out of him, is, you know, make sure he can move laterally and just make, you know, honestly, we just make the other team's life live in hell, you know. So it was great to see that tonight, and that was a huge part of our success.
As early as like September, when we talked to Tom, we talked about the matchup side of this team, where you have different guys who can fit in against kind of any sort of team. But I'm wondering, when it's tied 53-53 and that bench unit comes in and just takes over with Scott and Ward and those contributions. But I'm wondering, it's almost like arm wrestling, where you push a team to the brink and then it's just, you have that run. Is that how this is supposed to work, or is this just an anomaly of this game? Because it feels like you push teams to their breaking point a little bit, and then it's...
Yeah, I mean, us as a team, like our goal when we're in is to literally play as hard as we freaking can, no matter what, and that usually breaks the starting five. Like us as a starting five, we play as hard as we can. We try to set the tone physically, you know, and get the energy going. And I feel like whoever's in, whether it's the first group or any other group, we have to push the other team to their breaking point, and then we get our new guys, or the guys off the bench, to come in, and then they do the exact same thing that we do. And you know, I don't think there's a lot of teams that have the depth that can recover from that. So it's like, we do our job, they come in, they do their job, and then we come back in, do our job, and like before we know it, we're just you know, doing our thing the entire game.
It seems like the last couple games